Storm Helene to a major hurricane.
Major Category 3 hurricane
to a Category 3.
Even a major Category 3 hurricane.
All right, guys, so there's another hurricane coming for us. And we live full-time in our fifth wheel RV here. And so we got to make a decision. Are we going to bug out, ride it out? We're not sure yet, so stick around and we'll find out. Can't believe we lost power that quickly. All right, so I'm Chris. This is Salty Trips channel, and we're going to share with you our experiences of going through another hurricane in our fifth wheel RV. The last one we got pretty lucky on. It stayed far enough west of us that we just got a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, and we didn't have to bug out. But you never know, because I don't know, it was 2 years ago when a hurricane came, they were like, it's going to hit Tampa, it's going to hit Tampa. And then it hit 100 miles south of that and just tore up Sanibel, Fort Myers area, and it just wrecked it. You know, up until just a few hours beforehand, they're all saying it's heading up north towards Tampa. So you never know until the last minute. We're not going to give you any advice. We're not telling anybody what they should do in this kind of situation. We are just going to share our experience and what we decide to do. We're not influencing anybody to make any kind of decision. We just hope that you guys make the decision best for you and you stay safe. With that being said, we haven't decided whether we are going to bug out or just ride it out in the RV again like we did the last one. The way it's tracking right now, tomorrow it's supposed to hit landfall, so you don't know when or where that's going to be. You know, they got that big old cone, and it could be anywhere in that cone, or it could go outside that cone. We have not made that decision yet. We're probably going to wait till it gets a little closer, and we do have a plan. We'll kind of share with you what our kind of bug out plan is. First, we got to do some preparations just in case and get things a little bit ready here. And we're going to walk you through our whole experience. No matter what happens, we're going to share it with you guys. All right, the last major hurricane to hit this area, apparently this place flooded pretty good. I guess the water in this whole area was like up to here, like past your steps. We weren't here at the time. We weren't RVing at the time when that happened. We got told stories by people who do live here, what happened and how much rain they got and how much flooding there was. We do kind of worry about that. We're really concerned about the flooding here. What I think our plan is to do is if it looks like we're going to get a ton of rain, and it just depends on how much, we may just pack up and go put this thing in storage somewhere where it's high and dry. You know, it's going to be a while before we make that call. But if we are going to ride it out, we do need a few supplies, and we got to do some cleaning up. We got our water here. We have 3 of those 5-gallon jugs of fresh water. We don't drink water that comes from the faucet. It's yucky. So we always tote in all of our drinking water, and we do keep our freshwater tank full of water just in case, because we've had instances here where the water has gone out and they've had to like replace pumps and stuff, or somebody's broke a pipe or whatever. So we still have water all the time. So that thing's full, you know, adds a little weight in case it is a little windy, which will help out. We're just going to go get some water, come back, so we'll have at least that. The back of the truck is a mess right now. I've got a lot of projects been going on, and went to the beach a couple times, so I got to clear this out in case we do have to leave. The crates have to go in there and the puppies have to go in there because we got 3 puppies. We'll have to clean that up, clean some other stuff up around here just in case. But let's go get some water. So I've been in Florida my whole life, and I've been through a lot of hurricanes, understanding the difference between the news, you know, fear-mongering and what's actually going on. And most of the time I pay way more attention to what the storm trackers are saying, and I use like the Windy app. That's what all the sailors are everywhere use that app to determine, you know, wind direction and speed, and there's no bias in that. I do listen to the anchors a little bit, but I look more at the raw data than I do them, because, you know, they've been wrong so many times, but most of the time these, you know, apps and data is more accurate than they are. That Windy app actually is fantastic for this. It's been pretty spot on almost every single hurricane. There's a little variance, but it is pretty accurate. If you're interested, I guess I'll probably leave a link for that in the description area below. You know, I use it for fishing too all the time, and just determine wind speed and direction, and it's pretty darn accurate. You can just take it or leave it, but I'm just going to throw that out there. I love the Windy app for these kind of situations. All right, when we get back to the RV, we're going to discuss kind of what some of our plans are if we decide to stay. If we lose power, what are we going to do? We have two Frenchies that, you know, it's still Florida, it's still, you know, hot this time of year, and they can't get too hot. The temperatures are not good for those dogs. They don't really survive in the heat real well. So we do have to keep air conditioning running. We do have a residential fridge, which means it runs off 120 volts. We have a contingency for all that. We're going to discuss it when we get back. If we do got a bug out, I want to empty out this black tank, so we have a fresh, clean black tank for the move. It's extra weight, we don't have to move around, and we have plenty of space just in case. As you can see, our basement's kind of a mess here, and we got to pack up some few things. Like, we got this stuff loose. I got a little table over here, and in case we got to leave, we got to pack up this fence, which is pretty compact, doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's not that heavy. But we just kind of make room for it in case we do leave. So I got to clean this up. This in here too, but we have this all power station, which is a nice handy tool, which we got a video coming up about that probably next week. All right, so I got everything cleared up and inside the basement except for the mats and basically the fence, and that's it. So if we do bug out, all I have to do is pick up the fence, throw it in there. There's enough space, roll up the mats. We're basically good to go. Throw the bikes on the back of the RV and we'll be all set. All right, so if we do stay and the power goes out, what are we gonna do? Well, we did, during the last hurricane, we were in a rush and we bought a generator. And I wasn't really happy about that purchase, and I returned it because I really wanted a dual fuel generator, because I really don't want to run a generator off gas. I want to run it off propane because it's a cleaner burning fuel and you don't have to worry about the carburetor getting gummed up or anything. So we returned that, and we were going to buy a propane or dual fuel where it uses gas just in case and propane generator, but that hasn't happened yet. Instead, we have been working on building a solar power system for our RV, and if you're a subscriber, you probably know what I'm going to talk about next. All right, so we've been building this system for a while, since we first bought the RV. First, we started out with what is this stuff? These are Victron Multi-Plus inverters. They're each 3,000 watt or 3,000 VA, which can run about 2,400 watt consistently. And we run them in parallel, so we can run 4,800 watts of stuff. And what does that mean? Okay, that's like 2 air conditioners, a microwave, the TV, and a little bit left over. That would be about 4,800 watts. So we can run just about anything we want in this system, and it's capable of going up to 6,000 watts. Like, it'll spike up there, but it can't run consistently. It can only run 4,800 watts consistently without overloading. So we're pretty much already set up for it to be self-contained for power. What powers this thing is we have 4 24 volt 200 amp hour batteries, which is the equivalent of 1,600 amp hours of 24 volt. And if you want to look at that and how many watt hours that is, that's about a little over 20,000 watt hours of power. We could run 2 ACs for quite a while before it kills our batteries. We have all that battery power. Well, how do you replenish it? We've installed 3,220 watts of solar on our roof to replenish our batteries. So that may be a little bit of a problem, you know, after a hurricane, when things kind of settle down. Sometimes it's cloudy, but sometimes after, you know, or during a hurricane, it can be completely windy and the sun is shining, or it could just be nothing but clouds and rain. So you don't know, but we should have enough power to get through until we can restore power here or go somewhere that does have power. All right, this is how we kind of tell what's going on with our system. We're reading out, we have about 81% in our batteries right now, and we got like 250 watts of solar coming in at the moment. Just in case, right now the way our system runs is we have it in called sustain mode, which means that the only thing charging the batteries right now is the solar. I don't have shore power sending any power to the batteries to charge it off. So, but it does have the capability of you just coming in here, hit menu, go to our multi-plus, and this thing has charged the battery to 100%. We just press that it'll pull from shore power and it'll top off our batteries to 100%. So I'll probably do that like tonight, so that by tomorrow, when it makes landfall, we'll have full batteries, full power. In case we do decide to bug out and leave, we do have a plan, and that is basically we're just gonna pack up. And I just got off the phone with the boat storage place, and you know, they store RVs and all kinds of, you know, vehicles and stuff like that, but they have a spot for us. So if we need to bug out of here, we're gonna pack this thing up, we're gonna take it over there and store it for the hurricane, and then we're just gonna go over to Orlando, where my parents have a sticks and bricks, literally brick house, and we're just gonna stay there till everything passes, and then we'll come back and deal with the mess aftermath. So we'll kind of make that call as we go, but now at this point it's just a waiting game. We're going to keep an eye on the news.
And we're pretty confident on the track. You've seen little change over the last day or two.
And we'll kind of update you as we go, because tomorrow is landfall day, and we're going to take you for the ride. Whichever one we decide to go, we'll share it with you. Kim's at work right now. She'll be home later today. We'll see how this goes. Starting to get some rain. No wind yet, but definitely some rain. And Kim's coming home. All right, guys, it's the next morning, and we're already getting some heavy rains. This ditch over here is already pretty full. We are worried about flooding a little bit. We're already getting a lot of water. If there gets to be too much water here, we may pull out. We haven't got any heavy winds yet, but we have had a couple of strong gusts, which I missed on the video, but which means it's time to pull on the awning. Hopefully we are far enough away from the epicenter that we're not going to have any problems. I think we're going to stay and ride this out. I think that's kind of the plan, but we still have a few more hours before we have to kind of make that dead set decision, because it only takes me about 45 minutes to pack this thing up and get on the road and go move it. And then it takes me about another 45 minutes to an hour to get to my parents' house. We have a max of 2-hour window if we decide to change our mind before things get bad. But we'll keep you posted. All right, got the awning in. Now let's get back inside and try to stay dry. All right, taking the dog for a walk. It seems like the rain has kind of subsided for a little while, but the winds are starting to pick up now. This thing is starting to track a little more east, a little more than I like. And now I'm starting to contemplate whether to skedaddle or not. 30-40 mile an hour winds I think are fine, but like 60 plus, no, I'm not real happy about that. But we'll keep you updated. But right now it's not too bad. It's just a little breezy, a lot of dead stuff falling. We've already got like dead branches all over the place coming down, but most of the stuff's already like dead stuff. But it's starting to the winds are starting to pick up, but there's dead branches all over the place.
Also, we have had a conference call with all the municipalities.
Man, they have no
here
idea
in
what's going on.
All
Do ya?
have indicated they expect.
That could be a wall cloud, as you mentioned. Yeah. One thing when we talk about tornadoes and hurricane.
Fortunately, things do look like they're going to be very intense here over the next couple of hours.
All right, so it's about 3 or 4 hours before the hurricane makes landfall, and right now we're only getting about, you know, maybe 20-25 mile an hour winds. So it should be picking up in the next couple hours, but the sun's going down here in just a moment. Man, it sucks when these things come through at night, because it just makes it that much worse. The worst part is going to be like 11 or 12 at night, and it's going to be a long night. But we'll keep you guys posted. So far it's been fairly uneventful, just a little wind, a little rain. So wish us luck. All right, guys, it's only like 9:30, and we already lost grid power. So we are just running off batteries the rest of the night. It's a little windy out there. I can't believe we lost power that quickly. That's crazy. Look, no grid power. All right, we'll keep you posted. So it's morning. Sun hasn't come up yet, but the storm has, you know, it's up in Georgia now. You know, the power did go out a few times and it did come back. We used about 15% of our batteries. With our Victron system, we didn't have to worry about anything, no setting up generators or nothing. It just automatically took over. We left both air conditionings running. You know, we didn't skip a beat on any of that stuff, so it stayed nice and cool in here all night. The winds were getting up there. You know, probably about 30-40 mile an hour winds, maybe some 50 mile an hour gusts. We're gonna see how bad it is out there. Once the sun comes up, we'll go check things out and see how if there's any damage or, you know, what's going on. All right, we're out here. So far, I don't see any downed trees or nothing like that, but we do have quite a bit of like this debris all over the place. A lot of water, just down branches everywhere. So far, not too bad. Nothing big down yet, but let's go check on the roof and see how that's looking. All right, we just popped up on the roof up here and we have a little problem. Well, that's not good. Hopefully the panel's not damaged. Doesn't appear to be, but everything else looks pretty good up here. All right, guys, so we made it through another storm. This is a video we never like to make, but I think we got out pretty unscathed. Not, you know, just a few down branches, that was about it. But there was a lot of other people that were impacted, you know, a lot greater than we were, and our heart goes out to them. You know, we don't want anybody ever to go through any of that mess. And we just, you know, hope that you guys be safe out there and make good judgment calls. We did okay this time, but if that thing was to get any further east, because we're in like the northeast side of Florida, and so we were a little farther away from the epicenter, but we still got some strong winds and some rain. But if it got any closer, we were gonna bug out. Well, I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did, you know, subscribe, follow all of our adventures, full-time RV life, trucks, travel, towing, all that fancy jazz. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.